Hello everyone. So today's video aims to give some opinions about the Shark Tale movie released in, let me check really quickly. I mean it's 2004 October 1st, yeah. So this movie that has been very criticized for several reasons, mainly because of its lagging plot, some argue. In my case, I beg to disagree completely. So I'm gonna be giving some arguments here and there to trying to refute some of those arguments they mentioned. And yeah, so you're probably wondering why my setup is so trashy, and it's because I was too lazy to clear up everything. For example, that crab over there, I mean, I didn't deem it important, so we'll have to settle with what it is. Anyways, so I searched for this Reddit thread here about what makes a movie a good movie and what makes a good movie a great movie. So obviously I wasn't gonna read the whole thread just for this video, so I asked ChatGPT to do a quick summary, and he came up with 7 points that entangle or that make up what a good movie is according to these experts on Reddit. And I'm not gonna be reading them right now because that's obviously gonna scare away everyone watching this video if they haven't gone yet, obviously. So let's start with the first point, which is emotional engagement. So it says that a movie should evoke emotions and resonate with viewers, so elicit important interesting emotions within your human being or whatever. So just a second. Okay, so the emotional connection often leads to lasting impressions and discussions, and I think the Shark Tale really did or complies with this very first point very well, because we are still discussing that movie to this day, as you can see. And even though the opinions might not be the best, because they say that the storytelling was very flawed here and there, that the character development was pretty deficient and stuff like that, I would counter argue that not really, because as we see Oscar, who is the main character, if you don't know, he wants to get out of the middle class or the lower class, whatever that's called, and he manages to become famous thanks to that Shark Tale or Shark Slayer, rumor that he managed to conveniently, set up and stuff. So we see that at the end he, places less importance in the opinions of everyone or of the general public, and just lets it go by confessing that he at the end wasn't the Shark Slayer everyone thought him to be. And yeah, he confesses the truth, not caring of the possible negative outcomes that may lead to, especially for him. And all of that just to be friends with Angie. So I guess that's, if that's not character development, I don't know what it is then. So in the first point, I would say it should get at least an 8 out of 10 in my opinion. You can obviously comment your opinion down there in the comments and say that I suck at giving arguments and everything, and it's completely valid, obviously. Anyways, the next point is pacing and structure. So it says that the flow of the narrative was deemed crucial, and yeah, basically it says that it should have a proper pacing, that it should keep the audience engaged and stuff like that. That is obviously very important for any like storytelling content, piece of content or whatever. Ensuring that the story unfolds in a compelling manner, and I think it does it pretty well. Like we see a lot of jokes, a lot of references to the pop culture and the cinema world. For example, I don't know, that reference with the sharks hideout or whatever that it's called, where that's aimed to resemble the Godfather movies or trilogy. So yeah, things like that make it more compelling, in my opinion, more appealing to the viewer. I mean, it's not boring, the plot, the whole pacing of the movie is pretty decent, pretty acceptable. Like, it's not like you get to a point where it gets very boring and the pacing just kind of comes to a hiatus and yeah, starts to bore everyone. So I think that's okay. I mean, it doesn't stand out for that specific aspect, but like, I think it doesn't deserve that much criticism it has gotten. So yeah, for me, with getting this aspect at least I don't know, a 7.5 out of 10. Then we get to the third point, suspension of disbelief. My god, we already have been recording for 7 minutes, so I'll try to make it a little bit faster. Suspension of disbelief. A common theme was the importance of immersing viewers into the film's world. So it's when a movie convinces the audience to accept its premise, even if fantastical, it enhances the overall experience. I think this is the point where this Shark Tale movie falls short a little bit, because yeah, many people, I have seen at least in comments and YouTube clips of the movie, that it wasn't very believable, that unfold of like after Oscar confesses all the truth, everyone is kind of good with it, you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't sparkle as much outrage as it should have, like in a real life event, you know what I mean? And I agree with that. I think, yeah, he didn't experience that many consequences for practically lying to the whole city, which is not very easy to believe. But I mean, what animated movies are very like believable? For example, I don't know, the Incredibles, for example. How do you convince people that those superhumans are just gonna be let be themselves, you know, in their own lives, in their own kind of personal lives and everything, without being at least examined by scientists or stuff like that? I mean, if you found a human with all those superpowers and stuff like that, obviously the government or the science would aim to study them, but that's not really what happens. So my point here is that, yeah, it's not the strongest point, but that shouldn't be like an excuse to dump this movie or relegate it to the worst of the worst movie. So yeah, it's not the strongest, let me look for the word. Okay, unravel probably is a good one for that, for what I'm trying to say. So yeah, not the strongest way to unravel the whole plot, but it manages to entertain everyone. So I think it at least should get a 7 out of 10 based on that personal opinion, which I didn't like justify pretty well, but it's something, it does the trick. Okay, so let me check the fourth point, which is rising action and conflict. Build tension progressively, allowing small conflicts or obstacles to lead up to bigger climaxes. So yeah, like we discussed before, the revelation or the like whole pace of the story is okay. I mean, they obviously build up tension by, I don't know, for example, when what was his name? Frankie, yeah, I remembered. The Frankie shark dies killed by an anchor falling out of the falling from the sky or whatever. Yeah, it's the beginning of the climax because it sets the ground for that rivalry between the sharks or the Godfather and Oscar. So we are all wondering about that specific. Damn it, my battery is fucking running out. Okay, it's charging. Damn it. Come on. Oh, damn it. Okay, yeah, I managed to charge it in the last minute. Where was I? Yeah, in the conflict between Oscar and the whole sharks gang or organization. I don't even know a word for that, or an expression. And anyways, yeah, we are constantly thinking how that's gonna turn out. Like, how is Oscar going to manage to get rid of those threats from the Godfather, from that danger of having such a dangerous enemy. And yeah, I think that's great. Damn it, the video is already 12 minutes long. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over the last 2 points very quickly. Fifth point: strategic use of symbolism and foreshadowing. Subtle cues planned earlier in the story can be used to pay off later. Rewarding attentive viewers. So I reckon this is like the, I don't know, like Easter eggs or small details that develop into a more important thing for the plot later on. And let me think, because I haven't even watched the movie recently, so I just put up the camera and started speaking without any kind of script or anything. So let me remember if they have something like this in the Shark Tale. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. Probably some of you who have watched the movie and are fans of it can tell me down in the comments. But so far I don't remember that one. So probably it would get a 5 out of 10 if that aspect. It fails in the fifth point, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Hopefully that won't punish it or penalize it too bad in the final score. So the sixth and final point: dialogues and interactions. Conversations and confrontations can unfold multiple storylines at once. Let me see. So confrontations in the movie, I only remember the confrontation between the puffer fish, which is the boss of the kind of car wash they have and Oscar is working at. And well, obviously him and his henchmen against Oscar, who are the jellyfishes, I think, or whatever the hell they are. And that's one. Then when Oscar becomes the Shark Slayer, he starts like a rivalry or a confrontation or a problem, altercation with the Godfather and stuff. And yeah, they unfold probably just one storyline, if I'm not mistaken. Well, actually we had two. I can recognize two. First, the Lenny plot, like his own redemption plot, where he's kind of, after the death of his brother, is kind of left behind because he obviously wasn't all that too very respected, or he didn't live up to his father's expectations, so that led him to abandon his house or his family and go up to Oscar and become friends with him, to at the end be accepted by him and by everyone, and everyone accepts gay sharks or vegan sharks, whatever. That's one different storyline, or one kind of storyline that spawns out of the main plot. And then we have the other one, which is obviously the whole conflict between Oscar and the sharks that we have spoken a lot before already. Sorry. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 in this aspect. So if we make a very quick average on ChatGPT very quickly, okay, so after getting the average of my scores in the 6 aspects, the final result is 7.3, which is a very decent score for a movie. I mean, IMDb rated The Shark Tale 6 out of 10. Like, what the hell is wrong with them? They are so snobby that they just can't let a very sympathetic movie like this one get a decent score. So I'm gonna do the work for them and go ahead and say that this movie deserves at least a 7.3 out of 10. So yeah, that's my super analysis, in depth, super sophisticated and academic, and all those luxurious terms you can come up with. Yeah, this is my summary or review or analysis. So thanks so much for watching this freaking video. I know nobody ever will come to this point of the video, so I'm free to say I love FC Barcelona and I hate Real Madrid. Thanks for watching.